Good afternoon, live from Caesars in Las Vegas at Snowflake Summit. I'm Ryan Green. Welcome to Data Cloud Now. I'm joined by Monica McEwen, Managing Director who leads Deloitte's Government and Public Sector AI and Data Operations business, and Frank Farrall, Principal in AI and Data Alliances Leader at Deloitte. As the world's largest consulting firm, Deloitte brings together deep experience, capabilities, and industry insight to solve enterprises' most complex business challenges. Such an honor to have you both. Frank, I'm going to start with you. How is Deloitte and Snowflake helping to enable the next horizon of cloud monetization?
Well, so modernizing to the cloud is inherently complex. So most of our joint customers have built up their analytics systems over 18, 20, 30 years. So understanding what is the best way to tackle that from a risk management standpoint, from driving growth. So we help to drive the understanding of that complexity, but then also, I think most of our technical clients tend to just assume that the move to cloud is going to happen automatically.
Oh, interesting.
However, their CFOs and COOs who sign the checks for that don't necessarily believe that. And so what we also help with is, what is the business driver? So getting pharmaceuticals out into the market faster, like marketing to customers in a more effective way. So how do we determine the business value of going to the cloud and helping our clients with that?
Interesting. Frank, Monica, I want to get personal with you a little bit. You have intimate experience in the public sector. From your perspective, why is this migration to the cloud so pivotal for business to be successful in really an ever-changing environment?
Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of things. What we're seeing in public sector in particular, probably the most transformational time in data that I've seen in my 25 years of supporting the public sector market, really driven by the pandemic, and I think it's no different in commercial industry. The public sector agencies are typically a little bit behind commercial companies. However, they're recognizing the critical importance of getting data to the cloud, and the pandemic drove that, because all of a sudden when they wanted to track the outbreak of COVID and they didn't have the technology to do it, there was a strong recognition that, like you said with the business drivers, strong recognition that they needed to have data in the cloud to share it more easily, agency to agency, and to scale into the more advanced AI and analytics with the data volumes that are increasing as they are.
You know, I want to dive into the concept really of collaboration and the insights gathered from the Deloitte and Snowflake partnership. Have you noticed any key takeaways from that relationship? Frank, if you'd like to start.
So something that we've seen just even in the last few months, and I think driven by COVID, is our clients want to share data with each other, but it's been inherently really difficult to do that. There's concerns about governance and retaining the data. There's a concept called stable edges that Snowflake has. And what we're seeing is that is actually becoming an embedded concept with our customers and with Snowflake customers. Roughly 20% of Snowflake customers now have a stable edge. And what that is where they will share their data with another one of their partners or their customers over a 30-day period. So we're actually starting to see data sharing really start to settle in and become a stable concept in the context of data cloud.
Monica, from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I would just add to that, I think the stable edges is huge. The clean rooms, which is the ability to share data in a very governed and in a very governed way that also has a privacy based on PII and HIPAA rules and all sorts of other regulations that come with sharing data, which is a very tricky thing to do. But the clean rooms allow agencies, in the case of the public sector, to share information and make sure that it's governed and stable and being shared with the right entities as they're sharing it. The other big thing that I think we're seeing from a transformation perspective is the ecosystem that surrounds the data cloud environment, surrounds Snowflake, and that is the other technology providers and the other SaaS providers that are now allowing you to enable, like, it's great to have the data in the cloud, but now there's this massive ecosystem of other SaaS providers that are providing incredible value with that data as well.
You know, I really appreciate both of your insights on the journey to this point, but I have to ask, what excites you about the future? Monica, if you'd like to start.
I think for me, I mentioned it already, but I think that the clean rooms, being able to share data in a governed manner so that agencies can start to provide citizen services more effectively. Imagine a use case, for example, if there's a child support entity that's trying to match a child with the best foster care system. There's a bunch of data that goes into making that decision. And if they can do that faster and get a child into the right foster care home faster, huge.
Talk about delivering impact.
Yes. Yes, but there's a lot of regulation that comes with how they share that data, and the clean rooms provide the technology to do it.
And Frank, from your perspective.
So Monica mentioned the ecosystem. We actually call this a constellation. So what we found is that Snowflake actually is an anchoring part of a next generation architecture. So we've been partners, Deloitte has been partners with Snowflake for about 3 years, and we were excited about that partnership, but what we're seeing is that these other new partners are starting to emerge around it, whether it's Data IQ for AI ML, Matillion for data integration, ThoughtSpot for business intelligence. These are born in the cloud, AI-infused partners, and we're really interested in as to where that goes in the market and what potential that's going to provide for our joint customers.
Many of those partners walking the halls right over our shoulders here.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining me on Data Cloud Now. Really enjoyed the conversation, a fascinating journey and an exciting next chapter here for Deloitte. For the audience watching, if you want to catch the keynotes and earlier, make sure you jump on the replay link at snowflake.com/summit/livestream to explore all the newly announced product innovations. I'm Ryan Green from Data Cloud Now. I'll see you soon.